Welcome, welcome everyone. This is Armando with VIP Digital Media. And before we get started, I just want to take a few minutes just to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to attend this webinar entitled Mobilize Your Business: How to Reach Today's Customer on the Go and, of course, Crush Your Competition. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Or let me cover some quick details here. I will be sending you access to this webinar, so you don't need to take a lot of intense notes. When you get the link, you can click the link as many times as you like and watch the webinar as many times as you like. And so, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and I would love to be able to answer all your questions. Or you're more than welcome to pick up the phone and give me a call, and I can schedule a time where we can talk, and make sure that we answer all your questions in full detail. Okay? So again, with that, my name is Armando with VIP Digital Media. We are a Houston-based local internet marketing company, and today I've got the pleasure to present to you mobile marketing, the specifics on how and why you need to mobilize your business to reach buyers and, of course, beat your competition. We've got a lot of great content to cover today, so let's go ahead and jump in. What is mobile marketing? Let's get on the same page and make sure we're all using the same definition. Here's the one I like to use, which is from the Mobile Marketing Association. Mobile marketing is a set of practices and principles that enable an organization to communicate and engage with their audience in an interactive way and relative manner through mobile device and networks. What's a mobile device? Well, mostly we're talking about smartphones, but this category can also include gadgets like tablets, e-readers, and even gaming consoles. Basically anything that's small, portable, and able to connect to the internet. Now, what makes up mobile marketing? Well, this field is very dynamic and changing every day, but as of today, there are four basic elements that I'd like to cover with. Mobile optimization, or mobile SEO, short message texting, or as most of you are familiar with, texting, mobile advertising, and of course a mobile application. Now we're going to explore each of these elements and the opportunities they create in greater detail later in this presentation. Now, I always like to address the main question that everybody has in their head. What's the big deal and who cares? Now, if you've registered for this webinar or you were invited to this special presentation, the chances are pretty good that you have some notion of how important mobile marketing is or could be or can be in the years to come. But maybe there are some people in the audience today that might need this subject to be put into context. The stats on this slide definitely will answer or provide more detail. As you can see, mobile phones are a big deal. 87% of Americans have them, and it may surprise you to learn that a majority of the population says that their phones are their most used device, ahead of personal computers. And mobile has become so prevalent that mobile is in, analog is out. I mean, all you need to do is really ask anyone who's 40 years, below, and ask if they have a landline. It's shocking that many of them have ditched their landlines in favor of mobile phones. Personally, I don't even have a traditional phone. I use my cell phone just for about everything. Now, if that's not enough information to convince you, consider this. People use their phones 5 times more to search for information on local businesses. And according to a recent Google survey of U.S. consumers, 71% of smartphone users that see TV, press, or online ads then do a mobile search for more information. The question I ask you is, are you reaching them there? Is your business mobilized? Make no mistake, the future is mobile. Morgan Stanley predicts that mobile browsing, which is surfing the web from your phone, will outpace desktop publishing within 3 to 5 years. It almost seems like science fiction, doesn't it? But it's hard to believe that just a handful of years ago, iPhones and Androids didn't even exist, but now they're such a big part of our lives today. I can assure you though that this is definitely not science fiction, and this is happening right now. The growth of mobile marketing is breathtaking. For example, location-based marketing, which is hopefully one of the reasons why you're attending this webinar. Marketing that is targeted to an audience that's based in a specific location. If you're in New York, chances are You might not necessarily be advertising in California if you have a particular business that's location based in New York. You might do some, global marketing, but for the most part, if you have a certain restaurant or a hair salon, a business, you're going to be probably targeting people that live in that specific area. It's projected to grow to almost $6 billion in 2015, and that was, literally $0 in 2009. Didn't exist in 2009. The popularity of mobile marketing is fueled by two things: buyer habits, which we've already talked about, but also equally important, the results that mobile marketing brings. Businesses that have adapted mobile marketing strategies are seeing mind-blowing results and response rates. According to a study that was conducted by Burrell Associates, some restaurants are now seeing almost 65% redemption rates for real-time geo-targeted ads. Ads that are targeted to a specific location. Imagine having 65% of your prospects in a targeted area respond to your marketing campaigns. That is literally, absolutely blows away almost other forms of marketing. Okay, but at this point, let's assume you're convinced that this mobile marketing may be a legitimate opportunity. The question you probably have now is, how can I use mobile marketing to grow my business? And what are the benefits and challenges of adapting this new medium? Well, there are several benefits. Let's start with these. Now, this isn't exactly a long list, but it's definitely a great place to start. Mobile marketing is a great way to increase customer loyalty by engaging them where they are, not just when they are logged in on their computers. Mobile marketing is helping many businesses bring in more revenue per customer. Mobile marketing is now a great way to promote awareness of your brand. Mobile marketing can also help boost the number of visitors you are receiving to your website. Mobile marketing can also increase real boost in retail traffic. One of the main reasons or critical factors in a mainstream business in order for a mainstream business to have success. Now let's talk about some of the challenges that real and perceived that are preventing small business owners from adapting mobile technology. According to a recent study, almost half say they don't have time to figure it out, which is totally understandable. Small businesses, by rule, are strapped for time. That's what we do. That's where we come in. 30% of these surveyed said mobile marketing was outside their budget. Now, the reality is that mobile marketing is really cost effective and affordable, especially when you compare it to traditional means of marketing, whether that be newspaper, television, radio spots, those types of things. But there's still a perception that it's only for big companies with deep pockets. But another third said that they were interested in mobile, but really weren't sure where to begin. And that's the whole point of this presentation. And of course, if you are interested in getting more information on how we can actually provide you a mobile marketing solution that's going to cover all these three concerns. Now, let's tackle the last question: where to begin head on. A great place to start is with mobile optimization, often referred to as mobile SEO. What is mobile SEO? Well, it's pretty simple. It's really all about making sure that your website is findable and usable in a mobile context. Searching on a phone is a little tougher than searching on a computer, so you need to make sure that your users are able to find you. Now, here's the thing. The popularity of mobile devices has presented some new challenges for publishers. For one thing, phones have tiny screens, and most businesses' websites were designed to be viewed on the expansive monitors of a desktop or laptop. But here's the bottom line. Most people won't stay on your website if it doesn't display well on their mobile phone. You may sell the best darn widget on your side of the Mississippi, but if your website isn't optimized for mobile, you're going to be losing customers to your competition. So creating a mobile-friendly website is a good idea. This is an example of what a website that isn't mobile optimized may look like. Definitely not attractive, but the majority of businesses out there still don't have a mobile website. And as you can tell, the ones that do are at a great advantage. Now, what does a mobile-friendly site look like? Well, here's a great example from a sandwich shop called Firehouse Subs. Basically, it looks like a stripped-down version of your current website, designed to give the most relevant information for a mobile user. their layout is a little different, of course, but basically mobile browsers are often looking for basic information, things like driving directions, hours of operations, contact information. So this app makes it very easy to find those things. So I think that the main step, or step number one, would be to create a mobile friendly site so that all of the millions and millions of users that are on their mobile phone can find you and get what they are looking for. Now make sure you have the basic information that someone would be looking for when they're on their phone. Address, phone numbers, driving directions, etc. All this information is highly, highly critical. Now, we're going to be talking next about SMS messaging, commonly known as text messaging. Text messaging is a widely popular and mind-boggling effective way to promote your business and acquire new customers. Consider the stats on this slide. Look at how engaged people are with their phones. 3/4 of phone users send or receive almost 664 text messages almost per month. And open rates for text messages are literally off the chart, better than any other marketing channel. Lastly, where else are people going to, create and change new email addresses on a whim? People hang on their mobile phone numbers for life. That means that once you have their number on your list, you're likely going to be able to reach that person for years to come. But there's a widely held notion that text messaging is another form of spam and that users hate getting promotional messages delivered to their phones. There is some truth to that, but you do not have to be, you do need to be careful though when you are using text messaging. But you should also know that people want to hear from you, and I'm not making this up. Data does show it. Some surveys have shown that people actually prefer to get coupons via text message than other traditional means. Here's an example of a coupon being received via text. I can see why people would prefer getting a text this way over other forms. I mean, who wants to be clipping coupons and carrying them around wherever they go? Having a coupon on your phone is a very easy and practical way to take advantage of special offers. And every phone literally can receive text messages. And text messages aren't just good for coupons; they're great for appointment reminders. If you are a real estate professional, also letting people know that their reservations are ready and letting them know that that's a great way if you're a restaurant owner to let people inform them that hey that their appointments are ready. Letting them know the status of a project that you're working on. I mean, if you're a project manager and you have a team, or of those things, you can also use text messaging that way. Also, there is almost no end to practical uses of text messaging. Now, if you decide to launch a text message campaign, there are some things you should keep in mind. Number one, you want to make sure that you get permission and make it very clear on how you intend to use their information. Nobody wants to be spammed on their phone. Number two, encourage participation by offering incentives. People love a discount or a special offer, so you want to use those to be building your list. Number three, you want to use text messages to deliver rewards, giveaways, and of course coupons right after your prospect opts in so that they feel that they've made a great choice. Then continue to be giving them value frequently to remind them to visit your business over your competition. Now, how does a business go about doing all these things? Well, it's not that hard. There are a variety of great short text messaging platforms out there that you can use. They operate in much the same way as an email marketing application. You just log in, compose an email, and hit send. Very simple. But to get started, all you need to do is set up your short code and post it everywhere your customers can see it. Create some incentives to get them to opt in, and then of course start building your list. Okay, now let's talk about advertising. Another great way to leverage your buyers' reliance on their mobile phones. This is an example of a mobile ad for Kentucky Fried Chicken, of all things. It may be a little tough to see, but this ad was actually presented inside of the mobile version of FHM magazine, a popular men's magazine. It gives the mobile user an opportunity to win a PSP gaming console from Sony as an incentive for visiting their site, and of course, hopefully eating their food. Mobile marketing like this is taking off in a big way. According to research from mobythinking.com, mobile ads spending worldwide is predicted to reach almost 20 billion in 2015. As you can see on this chart, there are over 234 billion with a B mobile advertising impressions in the fourth quarter of 2011 alone. That is a huge number and is growing literally at an astronomical rate. So the question is, what works in mobile advertising? Well, data compiled by Gartner, the IT research firm, shows that research or search ads and location ads deliver the highest revenue. In other words, local is where it's all at. In the US, over half of mobile ads spending is done local. So if you are a local business, meaning that you primarily sell or service a specific geographical area, mobile advertising may be the perfect thing for you. You can target your ads to specific locations, specific applications, and specific types of devices, allowing you to narrow in on exactly who you're trying to reach. Okay, let's talk strategy for a moment. Some things to keep in mind. Maintain realistic expectations. Mobile marketing is effective and its potential is growing literally every day, but it may not necessarily be the silver bullet when it comes to you selling big ticket items. Don't expect major transactions to occur from your mobile campaigns. Instead, work on how you can just get the first step in a sales process started. That may be just a phone call, getting them to opt into your list, or possibly download your mobile application. Whatever it is, it must be quick and easy to do on the phone in order for it to be a success. So how can you get started? Well, there are a lot of great ad networks to choose from. Google, as always, is the elephant in the room, but there are other great players in this space that you might consider. Competitors include JumpTap, Millennial Media, Microsoft, and of course Tapjoy. These are others as well that you can consider using. But each of these has its own pros and cons, so as you get more familiar with mobile advertising, you may want to explore them. But for 99% of you getting started, Google Network will just be perfect. And getting started is easy. It's basically creating an ad for mobile is essentially the same as placing a normal online ad, but you may want to make sure your art or graphics and messaging is optimized for mobile screens. Lastly, be cognizant of the results you expect before launching the campaign. As I said before, make sure the response you are expecting to receive is appropriate for the mobile user. Okay, moving on to the next piece of the mobile marketing puzzle, mobile apps. Apps are a huge business. In the App Store alone, there are literally more than a quarter of a million applications available for download. And this was back in 2010. Literally, almost 5 billion apps were downloaded from the App Store. As more people switch to smartphones, you can expect this number to keep going. Here's another mind-blowing stat. According to Gartner, mobile apps themselves will generate almost 15 billion in expected end user spending in 2012. What's more, Gartner predicts that location-enabled apps, which deliver services and promotional messages to users based on their location, will be the most profitable in the coming years. With all that being said, I'm not saying you should definitely rush out and pay a developer to build an app for your business. Apps are not necessarily for every business, and users are getting increasingly picky about which apps they want to download. And certain studies are now showing that app fatigue is now becoming a real issue. Most apps stop getting used after a very short period of time because they aren't on the user's short list of most important apps. So if you're interested in taking the app route, you've got to do your homework. Specifically, you should figure out if if you can create an app that truly adds unique value to your prospects. Let me show you some examples of what other companies have done. Perhaps there are some ideas that would likely add value to your target market. An app that delivers special offers, as we've mentioned earlier, people love getting sweet deals delivered to their phones. This one is from Goldsmith Gold Store, and as you can see, that they are offering a special deal on a club. Now, if you have a fanatical buying audience like golfers, a special offer app may be just the ticket. Another possibility, if you have a very enthusiastic customer base, you can channel and leverage that enthusiasm with a loyalty program. This is an example that many of you probably recognize, the loyalty and purchasing app from Starbucks. I know a lot of people out there are on this app several times a day. Next, Any app that makes someone's life easier is worth exploring. If you can help people out, you'll generate a ton of goodwill, and that will always pay dividends. Calculator apps are a great example of this. This one is from a fitness and weight loss company, and they are helping their users succeed by making it easier to track their exercise activities and food intake. Other calculator examples include mortgage calculators, construction measurement calculators for construction contractors, and cooking measurement calculators for the home chef. I'm sure that there are a ton of other possibilities as well. Games. Everybody loves games, no matter the demographic. You may have heard of this huge trend that they call gamification of business. Foursquare is a perfect example of an app that makes a game out of checking in to various businesses. You could use Foursquare app to create a game experience for those that frequent your business. Lastly, everybody is looking for ways to get more done in the day. Productivity apps are incredibly popular in Apple's App Store and in the Android market. The mobile trending app from eTrade is a good example. And of course, they have those funny Super Bowl commercials with the talking baby. But you can literally trade stocks on the go with this app. You don't necessarily have to come up with something so sophisticated, but if you can find a way to help your customers get more done through an app, you can definitely win their loyalty. Okay, so these are the four major types of mobile marketing: mobile SEO, short messaging or text messaging, and of course mobile advertising and mobile application development. If you take anything away from this presentation, and I hope that you take away a lot, but the main thing I want you to understand is that future is mobile. And the sooner you adapt to this change, which is already well underway, the sooner your business will be in position to compete for tomorrow's customers. Not only that, today's customers. Okay, so let's address some of the most frequently asked questions that people have when it comes to using mobile technology. Do I need a separate website for my mobile site? Effectively, the answer is yes. As I showed you earlier, your mobile website will have much less information and be designed for easy consumption on the mobile device. Will I put the same information on my mobile site? No, it will be much less information. People aren't taking the time on their mobile phones to read all the content you have on your main site. You'll want to condense it to the very basics. How do you make a mobile website? There are a variety of publishing tools that make creating a mobile site a fairly simple process for an experienced developer, just like creating a normal website. And that's one of the advantages of partnering up with us, VIP Digital Media, is that we'll be able to create you a mobile-friendly website. What is a shortcode? Shortcodes are special telephone numbers shorter than normal telephone numbers that can be used to automatically subscribe people to text messaging lists and deliver information directly to them. But you don't need to. No doubt that these short codes are seen on TV or businesses around town. And if you're not familiar with a short code, basically you'll see signs that say, text coupons to 90210 as an example on your mobile phone. These are short codes. In fact, I've seen a commercial on TV that's quite frequent, and it says something like text 10 to short code and receive $25 gift card and more. So people just basically text a keyword to that short code number, which is a text number, and they get the whatever it is that you're offering. Very powerful. Are mobile ads pay per click? Well, you can do mobile ads on a pay per click or pay per impression basis, just like you can on any regular online advertising. You can also do a pay per call model. That means that every time a customer, you can pay per call or even pay per download in some instances, where you only pay when a customer downloads what it is that you're offering. How can I build a mobile app? There are software platforms specifically designed to help you do this. Of course, there are a lot of them that that are also easy, inexpensive to use, but that's one way that you can do that. Is it expensive to build a mobile app? Well, not necessarily. A simple mobile app can be surprisingly cheap, potentially no more than a few $1,000. But that being said, just like anything else, you can end up spending a ton of money if you want to take a more sophisticated approach. Okay, that pretty much wraps up what we're this webinar today. This shift in strategy may seem daunting to you at this point, but don't worry, you can definitely get we got help for you if you need it, and if we can be any assistance in helping you plan or execute your mobile strategy, you can definitely shoot us an email or you can pick up the phone, and someone will definitely be available to discuss that with you. And so this basically is the end of the presentation. I hope that this has been helpful, and I really appreciate the time you've taken out your schedule to be with us here today. Now, again, if you have questions, you can go to our website right here, which is vipdomination.com, and you can send us an email, or you can just pick up the phone here and give us a call directly. And either way, though, we do look forward to being able to help you as you go forward and implement your mobile strategy. So with that,